As we always do on Almost Cancelled, we start off our discussions with Fargo. And of course, full spoilers for season 2, episode 4, entitled Fear and Trembling. Floyd responds to Kansas City's proposal. Hansi takes a road trip, and Lou has a realization. Yeah, we get a little bit more of the uh, murder coming back around to bite Fat Damon and Kirsten Dunst in the ass, which is pretty fun.
Yeah, I feel bad for Fat Damon
Poor Fat Damon.
because
Jesse Plemons, of course, who gained some weight
because
for the
I
role. I assume Fat Damon.
like in the whole scene where he because he's got this dream he's set. He's like, oh, I'm going to buy the butcher shop and we're going to have kids, and his wife is lying to him and taking the pill behind his back, and then just takes money for this seminar, and because her friend at the at work is like playing it off as if, oh, he's just trying to be a man and be controlling, but I feel like I don't know if he is. Like, she's just been really sneaky, and
I mean, I think it's just that both of them aren't. Well, she's not honest enough, and he's not. He's not being as much of a man as he should be.
yeah,
That's the thing is, he's not standing up for what he really believes in. He's just kind of like, well, geez, I mean, we got to do this, and it's like, no, no, you gotta stand up and do something. Which is why that moment with Lou at the end when they're all sitting there, and it feels like he's about to confess.
yeah, he's about to.
He's
Yeah.
like, you see, the thing is like, nope, and then kick him out because obviously she's the one that makes the decisions in this pairing. So
After
yeah, I thought
that, it's like they're butting heads constantly. It's like they're not talking about anything. They're just making small talk about it and not really
yeah,
discussing anything. Which she brings up, and it's a valid point. He kind of just doesn't listen to her. But at the same time, like, they've been planning this for a long time. If she didn't want to buy the butcher shop, she should have said something. So I felt really bad for him when his check bounces and he has to go and talk to her about it, because it's like, well, he just can't do that now because the money's not there.
it's just it goes back to last week's episode when uh God, what's his name? The smooth black guy.
Oh,
Uh,
Mike Milligan.
there you go, Mike Milligan and the Kitchen Boys.
There you go.
Love that. But his speech from last week to Lou about how nice they all are to each other, even though like they're talking shit. They have terrible things to say. They have all these emotions, but no matter what, they're always, it's about how nice you are about it. And that's kind of how Kirsten Dunst and her husband's relationship is like. It's like they both have so many things that they want to do, and they just won't. They can only speak in politeness to each other until it gets to a point of too much. Also, of course, now we have this Indian guy on the trail of them. He goes and he finds the piece of the headlight, and then he goes and matches it up. And it was kind of cool to see him walk around and just kind of go into places and just
Yeah, it was like, because he was on his own, and they've played him as a very silent character anyway, but he was just sort of figuring things out, and it was all visual, which made it a lot more interesting to watch, because you could see him piecing things together. And I have to assume that the belt buckle he found was the one that,
yeah, it was Rise.
yeah, the dead guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Which means he now knows it. And I really like when Lou did show up at their house, and he was kind of piecing things together as well. I like that he basically was like, look, you may have panicked and covered it up, but I don't think you did intentionally do anything wrong. Now's the time to come out with this, because he just last week he encountered this family. He encountered the Gerharts, and the fact that they were ready to just shoot a cop basically,
Yeah.
and on the property and whatever. And he's like, look, you're in the deep end here. Say something now and we can do something about this. And they don't, which means they're basically good as dead.
Oh yeah, they sealed their fate right there.
Yeah, they're
Absolutely.
done. Probably with some torture first, I imagine.
I imagine so. Yeah.
Poor Fat Damon. I'm going to be heartbroken about that.
Aw.
Just watch his
But yeah,
picture shop.
let's actually talk about the Gearharts, because they had a big decision to make this
Yeah,
week, and
yeah.
whether they were going to willingly hand over their empire, or if they were going to go to war. And they're definitely going to war.
Yes. It, it was funny because they had this whole arc, and the mother was very, or the wife was very avoiding a war. The entire time she was trying to avoid it at every step and turn. Obviously, the hot headed son was all for it, but obviously, what it took was when Mike Milligan and the Kitchen Boys show up and kill everyone around the the wheelchair ridden helpless husband, the kingpin from before, when he was basically put in that vulnerable situation, and it was kind of like set as a message to them. Like, she
Yeah.
almost instantly was just like, you know what, no, you don't do that. Like, you're going to threaten my husband? No, it's war. Which I thought worked for the character. I bought that would put her over the edge and put her into like, no, this is time to fight mode. I do have to question the motives behind it from Mike Milligan and the Kitchen Boys, or whoever they're working for. Like, did they want to incur a war? Why? Because I got the impression they were working with the people who wanted to buy them out, so would they not want just them to cave and sell?
I mean, I think it was. They probably received some message, I guess, somehow. Yeah, that seems weird because it's not like Brad Garrett could have texted them
Yeah.
in the middle of the conversation, like, "Hey,
In
deal's a no go.
1971.
Go kill them or something." Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You can do that. So,
Maybe they're
um,
doing things on their own, you know? Maybe
yeah,
Mike Milligan's going rogue and he wants to see a war, even though, like, I mean, that's possible.
I don't know. I guess. I mean, he really is the most fascinating character right now. I think to try and figure out where
Hmm.
he places exactly in all of this, because right now he just seems to be like an agent of chaos. Just he gets hired for something and he does it, but he doesn't really. None of it really means anything to him. Um, the other big thing, I guess, this week was Lou and his wife, who has cancer, going in for drug trial potential.
By the way, that scene with the doctor explaining everything was. It was really funny. I almost felt like. This feels like a scene out of Arrested Development or something. The way he's explaining this stuff, and, like, first of all, you shouldn't probably tell your patients they might be getting the placebo.
Yeah, I don't know who this doctor is, why they left their other doctor, or
Yeah.
what, why they're with this squirrely guy. But like, he's like, oh well, some people will get the real pill, and then some people won't because you have to.
Yeah,
You're
and
like,
even she's like, "Oh, so it's getting worse," and he's like, "Well, if by getting worse you mean it's spreading, then yeah, like,
yeah,
yes, that's what she means."
really horrible bedside manner. But no, that was that was an amusing scene for how dark it seems to be getting for the Solverson family.
Yeah, that's true. And I liked how it ended with him doing what the older version of him did in season one, where he sort of sits outside with a shotgun, in case someone comes by. It was like this nice little like connective bit of tissue.
Yeah, which
Um,
just whenever during season one, he talked about some crazy crazy thing that happened
hmm.
30 years ago or whatever it is, where we are now. So I'm getting way more excited to see how crazy season two gets, because they've been setting up the pieces very nicely.
It's been pretty riveting so far. I also want to give a shout out to whoever was in charge of making sure the daughter's hair was always covering her boobs in that scene after her and Mike Milligan had sex, because like she was basically just flailing around naked, but somehow the hair was always perfectly covering those boobs, no matter how much she moved. It was kind of
I mean,
impressive.
she was playing with it a lot, and then there was also a lot of convenient covers and pillows and stuff. But it wasn't as I don't know. It always irritates me in movies when it's like, and then we did it, and then we instantly put our clothes back on, or
Yeah,
and then we both I like to keep my sheet up here, and he can keep his sheet down here. It's like nobody sleeps like that. That's
Which,
ridiculous.
on that note, actually, after the Fat Damon and Kirsten Dunst had sex, he was walking around bare arse, which was
I
fun to
love the
see.
framing of all this stuff. They just do such a good job with keeping that like odd realism to it, where it's like, yeah, these people would just it would be like this because who cares? They're with each other, and that's how it
Yeah.
happens. And I don't
It's
know.
weird.
I
It's like
really
kind of like hyper. It's like it's got like this weird otherworldly thing to it, but at the same time, it's showing you things that are really little things that are very real that most shows or movies wouldn't do.
yeah.
It's
Speaking of otherworldly, we should end this review with some speculation about what the fuck is going on with alien shit because they make a reference every episode, and this one was less of an in-your-face one, I guess. But it's like,
yeah. If we hadn't had the previous alien stuff or UFO stuff, I might not necessarily have jumped to the conclusion that what happened with the Indian guy
yeah,
was alien related. But obviously, we have this in our heads, so we're like,
and they had some, Abrams style lens flare work
yeah.
going on. So
And
it
then he
just felt,
checks the time and he's like, "Is it noon? Is that what It's like he's saying, "Is the sun where it should be?"
yeah.
I don't know. I'm very curious. I don't think like I'm not expecting the season finale to be inside a spaceship, but I am curious to see how far it goes. Like, is someone going to see something as they're dying and it can be like open to interpret as are they actually seeing aliens or shit? Are they seeing a spaceship or is it just visions as they die? I don't know. Like,
I have no idea where they're gonna go with this. It feels
I like it
so
though.
out of nowhere, but they keep reinforcing it each week, so it's gotta be building to something.
I like it.
My my prediction is the uh, the now vegetable lead of the family will be abducted by aliens and repaired, and he'll come back better and stronger
Oh
than ever
shit.
to take down Kansas City and their chump faces. He's gonna beat them up. It's gonna be
Possibly.
awesome. He'll have a mecha mustache.
I'm just going to say that the Kitchen Brothers are aliens right now.
Oh, see, okay, I can see that. That's what is Mike Milligan like their leader or?
Maybe. I mean, he is kind of offbeat, so maybe he is an alien. Because he
Maybe.
sort of has this way of analysing everyone around him. So
Yeah.
maybe he is like another being analysing. We're going off the deep end here, but I mean, it's
Oh,
fun.
that's how Mike Milligan and the Kitchen Boys knew that the deal didn't go through because they have alien telepathy. We're onto it. We're on to you, Fargo writers. We're on to you. But obviously, we're going to keep watching. But that was our review of this week's Fargo.